If you looked up, you know, sheer tints in the dictionary, this will come up.
Ouch!
I love it, like I fell in love with it. Welcome back to Lucky Dip for those of you returning. This episode goes super rogue for those of you who are new. This is the mystery bag. I go through this, create a look, experiment with the products, but I literally went so left, right, up, down with this one. So yeah, enjoy. Now let's dip into the Lucky Dip bag. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we have Charlotte Tilbury's palette of beautifying eye trends. What a name. Pink Love. Bali Body Tinted Super Serum, SPF 30. This is shade Tan. Anything liquidy, don't forget to shake.
Ouch!
We've got Covergirl Brow Enhancer Gel Wax. This is in color medium brown. And we've got Natio Cream Stick Blush. Natio have really lovely cream blushes. All right, Maybelline Gloss. This color is Maple. Really lovely winter color there. All right, well, let's see how tan this is. I'm gonna put the Bali Body Tinted Serum on my hand onto a buffing brush. I'm going to already just start to buff that in on the outside of my face. This is very sheer, so it's really nice if you want something super lightweight. If you looked up, you know, sheer tints in the dictionary, this will come up, basically. The tint is all here. You can actually see through to my skin. So it's really lovely if that's the look that you're after. You don't want anything too full on. Down the neck, over the ears, down the neck. I feel like most of us have a foundation that's either too light or too dark, so learning how to do these little tricks really save you money, to be honest. Saves you money, if anything. So let me get my concealer. I mean, no point hiding it. This is my makeup bag, so this is the makeup bag I brought with me. And I know it wasn't in my Lucky Dip bag, but, and I probably mentioned this concealer before, but this is the Huda Beauty concealer in Cookie Dough 4.3N. So I'm gonna put in a corner of my eye, and because this base was that touch darker, like a shade or two darker, you wanna put it down the center of your face. I know this concealer, that's gonna be a lot. So you can just spread that out. I'm gonna put these down, the smile lines there. It'll help to bring it out. And a little bit here. Pat that under the eye. Really just press that in. And you're working from the center of your face outward because you want to really blend that darker shade. So you go from darker, medium to lighter. So rather than using 3 shades, you are literally just using 2. Okay, see? So now when I'm looking forward, if you're looking at my face, you're looking at my neck, you're looking at my chest, everything has a nicer flow, but the foundation I used was 2 shades darker than I was. So balancing it out with a concealer that's slightly lighter, it comes in handy. Eyeshadow brush, one that's a little bit flatter, and an eyeshadow brush that's more fluffy, and an eyeshadow brush that's fluffy again for blending. So 2 fluffies and a firmer eyeshadow brush is the ideal scenario if you're going to be using eye makeup. I am going to use this middle shade here and put that on. Oof, no, I'm not. I thought that would be lighter. The pigment of this is actually amazing. Beautiful color, great transition shade and stuff as well. So actually I can probably mix my shades. So I'm gonna do this and a little bit of this and then press that on my hand to mix just because the pigment is so good. My God, I think I'm gonna have to have a look at some more of Charlotte Tilbury's eyeshadow palettes because that's amazing. I love strong pigment. I'm gonna just press that on the center of my eyelid there. Just softly, just gonna build the color and see how I like it. So these 2 together, I actually love it. Now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. So again, pressing this, and patting that together to mix them together on the brush. Okay, now I'm going to just blend that through because I don't want it to be too strong. I'm literally just going over the edges of the eyeshadow with a clean, fluffy eyeshadow brush. Now I am going to use a sharp angled brush. I'm gonna get this shade here. It's the darkest shade in the palette. Press that on my hand. Just press that over the lash line first, so you're already kind of getting a feel of where you're applying it. So I'm just gonna elongate the edges, and that's what I'm gonna do with this makeup look. For this particular look, the reason why I am not going to lean towards a black, and I'm actually just leaning towards the darkest shadow in this palette, is I don't want it to be a really sharp, defined look. You can see where I've done the definition on the eye. So what I want to do is just get that elongated eye. I'm not putting anything underneath. I really just want to keep it onto the top for this. And I'm going to just slightly buff. There's nothing on the brush, by the way. And I just want to add a touch of this color on the inner part. I don't want too much. Let's give this illuminating blusher a try. Again, clean brush, patting on the hand. We don't want to add too much on the cheeks at a time. A touch on the cheekbone there, and I'm going to bring this up. It's going to sound weird, but I actually want to bring this up closer to the eye, so you can see the difference between the left side of my face and the right side of my face. So if you're looking at the right, that has that blush on the cheekbone and then going into kind of where the corner of the eye is, it's much more lifted and sculpted. Whereas if you're looking at the left, it's that more natural and softer look. And I haven't done contour, keep that in mind. Again, this is another trend, so bringing it up to under the eyes, that's actually like a K-beauty trend, I'm pretty sure. And I love it, like I fell in love with it. Some people are quite extreme with it and I'm like, you just look like you've got blush everywhere. But using this as like a touch to get that sharper look, I love it. I'm gonna pop just a little bit of this gloss on. Let's just touch up the brow a little bit here. This is pretty self-explanatory. Combing upwards and outwards just to keep everything in check. Okay, so now let's take a look. This is the makeup look without any powder on. I think this is a really, really, really pretty glowy look. Like I'm really happy with this as it is. But if I want this to last a little bit longer, like let's say I've done this and I'm gonna be going from the day and I've got like an early dinner or something like that, I would tend to use a bit of powder to make it last longer. So you can use any powder you have at home. This is just the Huda Beauty Easy Bake. This color is Peach Pie. Press this underneath my eye and press this just down this mid part of my face. And down the center of the face. If you wanted to contour your nose, you can get yourself a bronzer like this Hoola one. Again, why not, since we're already out of the bag. We're already going through my makeup bag, so we might as well just continue on. A touch of this bronzer, pat it on your hand, clean brush, and then I'm just gonna contour the nose a little bit. Okay, done. So these were the products that I added, just for reference: the lighter concealer, a bronzer to contour the nose, and a little bit of loose powder. So I'm just gonna put that back in my makeup bag. Thanks for joining me this week. See you next week. Bye.